According to the Korea Times on March 17, Arirang Miyare, a famous North Korean propaganda website, reported that K-pop stars in Korea are being treated like slaves by their companies and living miserable lives. Specifically, on March 13, this site published an article titled Young South Korean Singers Owned by Big Companies Forced to Live Miserably. The article claims to have cited South Korean newspapers, called K-pop idols in general young singers, and mentioned BTS and BlackPink as a typical example of miserable living, being treated like slaves. The writer emphasizes the Korean idols often sign exclusive contracts with big companies from a young age and are trained to become famous artists. The article describes companies that manage very strictly, separating the singers from the outside world, forcing them on intense training and allowing only 2 to 3 hours of sleep per day. The site also highlights that companies get most of the profit from singers and call it using money to invest and train. The dark side of K-pop industry was also pointed out. Beside the harsh training courses, they also suffer humiliation and inhumane treatment. Young female singers are even forced to have sexual intercourse to please politicians or powerful figures in the industry. Many young singers suffer physical and mental pain and enduring a prison-like life. Some even chose to end their own lives, leaving suicide notes saying that it is difficult to continue living like that. The North Korean website report also said that both South Korean and Western news sites have condemned big entertainment companies because the artists under their management had to live in captivity by slavery contracts from a young age. This site accuses and criticizes evil CEOs, companies who only know how to exploit and make use of the bodies, minds, and souls of those who enslave them. The controversial article also mentioned SM Entertainment, the top Korean entertainment company that sent the girl group Red Velvet to Pyongyang, North Korea as part of 160 cultural ambassadors in the campaign promoting peace of the Korean government in 2018. However, the North Korean news agency NK Economy said that the North Korean website had partially exaggerated the problems that existed during the training and management process of K-pop artists in Korea to criticize the whole thing. NK Economy stated, "It seems that the article originates from efforts of North Korea to stop the Hallyu wave and the popularity of K-pop artists spreading among the public in their country."